You've seen them. You hear them, even in your sleep. They plague the nighttime, where dreams once clouded the misery of war and brought you the warmth of many a woman's body, where wealth beyond your wildest dreams stacked higher than the pearly gates, and where your word was law and order. But blasting through those clouds of wonder comes a screeching, careening beast of metal and fire, and beneath its tracks you wake in a cold sweat, grasping at your chest and clinging to your stuffed Winnie the Pooh bear. Tanks are terrifying, and so much of their success is the fear that they instill within their opponents on the battlefield. But if you have a pair of titanium testes and more courage than a freshly divorced cougar stalking the nightclubs of town, then you, yes you can be one of the few and infinitely feared big gun breakers, an armor abolisher, a Tank Hunter Toreador. I'm DRBC 007, and I'm bringing you another Battlefield Bootcamp, the Tank Hunter Toreador, a guide to tearing to... No, I didn't say close the door. No, I didn't say close the door. No, I said Toreador. Toreadors in Spanish proof. No, I didn't say... For God's sake, woman, you're killing me! I'm DRBC 007, and I'm bringing you another Battlefield Bootcamp, the Tank Hunter Toreador. Tank Hunter Toreador. Tank Hunter Toreador. Tank Hunter Toreador. A guide to tearing those twisted tanks to pieces, flambeing any foolhardy enough to stay within their tank's armoured hides, and to emblazon your mark within the history books of valor. Number 1. Bring the gear, not the fear. How many times do you see a soldier full of dynamite run at the sight of a tank? Often? I do, and nothing brings me greater joy than to show them how pathetic they are by obliterating the essence of their fear. I don't judge them, for this time I understand that not everybody can rise to the challenge of Tank Toreador. You need crazy, you need brains, and you need steely determination. So, what should you bring with you when you see a tank on the tundra? First and foremost, gear. If you want to hunt tanks, then bring the big boy guns. Not everybody can don the suit of the sand people and puncture tanks with a mighty tank gewehr, so your loadout is insanely important and each gadget is better suited to a certain style of hunter. Do you wish to use the mines and lure enemies into your fiery hole? Not that hole! I told you I can't handle Vindaloo! Or do you like to go full Chuck Norris and pop those tanks with your dynamite-infused ego? Whatever you do, make sure you are kitted out and remember that the final bit of damage that you require could be in the light anti-tank grenade. Use it instead of a standard grenade, and even if it's just you versus tank, you can do the business, obliterating the buggers within and get back in time for tea biscuits and a good old-fashioned how's your father. Number 2. Team versus tank. The best way to take on an iron beast of death is simply teamwork. This could be 2 of you, or 5. Squad composition is obviously important, with at least 1 Herculean healer, 1 support and hopefully 2 more assaults. The support can restock your grenades if the tank has its wits about it, and the medic can dart to revive and heal injured or downed friendlies. If you do it right, you can ambush the tank from the side or rear, hopefully without its crew spotting you, and light it up quicker than a hobo at a heroin hangout. Use your brains and let one person, usually the squad leader, coordinate the fire as one. Otherwise you have a chance to alert the tank to its impending doom, and it may be able to escape, or it may just kill you all for being so bloody stupid. Number 3. The weak spot. To defeat one's enemy, you must find its weak spot. Once discovered, you can exploit it, and like everything in this world, there is a weakness to us all. Tanks are no exception to this rule. Take the heavy tank, for example. It is designed to push through, to face enemies head-on, to destroy and move like a reaper of death. Its front is heavily armoured and where it does the most damage. Its rear is also a danger spot, but hit it from underneath with a mine and you can easily damage its tracks, leaving it immobile. The sides are also weak and it will take more damage, so rather than pop your pocket rocket into its face, get to its side and enjoy the view like you would a glorious side boob, then explode your vengeance all over it. The landship has so much danger if fully manned. 2 turrets, a deathly machine gun, it's a beast, but its tracks are exposed and weak. Stop it from turning and you can dance around it to roger it from the rear. And like tanks, dangerous against infantry and super mobile, but an anti-tank mine will put it down for the count. Because of its speed and effectiveness against infantry, the tanker will usually charge towards fleeing enemies. Set your trap, poke your head out to tease it more than Carlita teased my heart, and then boom! You're finished. I mean, it's finished before I could scream. Honestly, it's never happened before. I've never done this. You're the first girl that's seen it. Understand your enemy, and you will be victorious. Number 4. Close and personal. We all know that the rocket gun is a fantastic way to obliterate armor, but your distance also means that it can back away out of your ability to deal damage, and or could turn and kill you before you can pop off your next shot. If you have the patience and vigorous versatility, you can get up close and personal and say bye-bye with a kiss of moustache-singeing, buttock-swalloping, testy-tickling TNT. It's easier said than done. Tanks often move and usually act as a spawn point for other soldiers, so getting up close can be tricky. If you favour this approach, use the mines and dynamite. This way you could sneak from behind, drop a mine or two and a dynamite stick and pull the plunger, sending the tank to hell. Also, if said tank turns, sees you because of your proximity to it, it will usually attempt to run you over or get you into a position so it can hit you with its cannon. Use your brain and plant mines effectively, and the tank will often walk straight into your trap. This is definitely the most difficult way to take down an iron beast, but it is the most satisfying, even if you meet your maker in the process. Number 5. A wolf in sheep's clothing. If your hands shake too much for the rocket to find its target, or fatigue of war has brought you to your knees, there is one last trick that is often overlooked when a team is struggling against the unending barrage of cannon blasts from an opponent's tank team. The Howitzer Light Tank. If in doubt, bring the biggest gun at your disposal. This little tank is a Tank Hunter and Destroyer! Its light howitzer cannon does up to 40 damage a shot to land ships and heavy tanks, and up to a staggering 70 damage versus other light tanks. The cannon has a very noticeable firing arc trajectory, as the shell is super heavy with all that destructive power, so medium to long range distance encounters can be tricky, but get up close and hit those weak spots and your big brother of a heavy tank is toast. This really does mean opponent armor insta-death, and you, the Tank Hunter Toreador, can take your place in the history books. Rest is required when weighed down by so much greatness, and alas, I must retreat to a land of wine and women and wisdom. But worry not, for your illustrious and overbearing tutor of titillating teachings and tremendous terror will be back again with more lessons for each and every one of you. So now you are ready to take your Tank Hunter Toreador's cape. I give it to you. Use it valiantly, be vigilant, and most of all, make me proud. Begin! Wave your might at the raging bull of metal, but little does it know that you won't settle. You watch it and let it advance, all the while you prepare to begin your dance. Let it pass you thinking it's won, but really you know its end shan't be long. For your trap is laid, and with a boom the tank is slayed. The crowds begin to cheer, as beyond the smoky wreckage you disappear. When you become the Tank Hunter Toreador. Tank Hunter Toreador, Tank Hunter Toreador, Tank Hunter Toreador. Remember to like this video, leave a comment or 3 chronicling my wonder, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. For more tips, tricks, profound nonsense and all things Battlefield 1, I'm DRBC007 signing off.